So in today's video, I'm just showing you my daily drive from my house in Da Nang all the way to the English center I'm working at. It's kind of in rural Da Nang. It's a little far out of the city. So what you can see here, I'm just going along these rainy streets. It's just any typical back area. It's in Da Nang. There's a lot of places look similar, but it's pretty quiet today. A little slippery on the road, but tell you what, there's some crazy drivers here, as you'll soon realize. So here we go here. I'm turning onto the main road. Just cruising today. No rush. I mean, you gotta watch the drivers a little here, but it's mostly alright. Zipping along, just try to keep my distance. So I've got this raincoat on. As you can see, my right side rear vision mirror isn't on anymore. It wasn't attached properly, so I took it off because I didn't want it to fall onto the road. But now I kind of gotta turn my body to the right if I want to see who's behind me. It was a little difficult today with the raincoat on. I found it difficult to turn to the right. So the weather was nice and warm, but once it starts raining, once you start going on the bike, it cools down a little. So you got some buses here. The problem is, people drive really slow in Vietnam, and it's, I'm an Australian, so we do get a bit of road rage, but I just try sit back and relax here and enjoy the ride. But there really isn't a slow lane. People just kind of block you off, and it's hard to overtake. But these the locals here, they don't mind getting you within 1 or 2 centimeters of you. So if you don't like space invaders, people invading your personal space, then maybe you'll find it a little difficult. So really, I'm only traveling 14 kilometers each way, but you do that twice a day and it adds up. So I'm just enjoying watching back this footage. I see it all the time. But this is just what a daily life is like for an Australian living in Vietnam. If you've ever thought of teaching English, this is what you'd be doing most of the time, just driving around, making videos. I don't film any of the lessons at the moment, but in the future that might happen. But what I do is I get off and it's an easy enough job. I just entertain kids for an hour, teach them some English, do some fun, some activities and games. That's a good way to just make a few dollars while you're in Vietnam, is teach them English. It's an easy gig, it pays well. And I've been thinking today, getting a lot of different job offers, so I'm really loving it in Da Nang, but I've also got a potential offer to go to Thailand, but that's in an area called Chonburi, and it looks decent enough. The pay's quite nice, but I'm not overly keen on it. But I do have one other job, and it's not a definite yet, but that is teaching English in China, and the pay is very good. It's I can't give you an exact number, but we're looking at over 4,000 to 4,500 Australian dollars, and that they pretty much will cover your accommodation. I don't know about taxes, but I don't know. I'll figure that out later. Look, it looks like a nice city. It's very modern, so I'm hearing good things about China, so it's definitely something to consider. If you want to save a little money, live in China. I hear it's cheap. I could learn a little Chinese. We're still very early on in the video. We're only at the 4-minute mark. I hope this is entertaining for you. This is just like a podcast to chill to. It's kind of like one of those lo-fi mixes, but instead of just a picture and a 24-hour playlist, this is going to be 24 minutes, but it's got good tracks, and you've got a real life tourists just cruising around Da Nang. So you got all these highlight videos and tourism videos, and they show you the best parts, but they won't show you what just ordinary life is like. In Da Nang, they're just your middle class tourist worker. I'm really enjoying this GoPro. I first had it attached to the top of my helmet, but I kind of felt, I'm not going to use a swear word on this video, so I'll just say I felt like a D head. You can figure out what the D stands for. With this new one, I just strap it to it's put like a chin strap. So it's really, you can't see the camera. You can see the camera, but it doesn't stick out. Most people don't notice it, and you get a better view. So I can kind of see everything in front of me. And I just film in this like 16:9, just the typical camera ratio. So that just works out good. I don't like the fisheye feature. You know, I could probably get this video looking better on CapCut. I toggled with some of the lighting a little. I didn't change it a whole lot. I did originally have like the Oppenheimer filter on. I think I took it off, so this is just some settings I've mucked around with on the contrast and shadows and all that, but I'm sure if I put in more hours and upload in 4K, I could get something that looks really amazing, especially on a bright day. So I think we're in the early stages of YouTube. So you know, when all YouTubers start, their videos aren't amazing, but you know, it gets better with time. So I guess we're still in that early stage. Everything's just gonna get better from here. Better production. I can put myself in the videos a little. Sometimes I just turn the camera around so I can crop all that in, edit it. It's just a learning process, but I like to edit all my things just on CapCut on the phone. I don't want to stuff around all day editing videos. I just want to play it back once. I only do one take with these audio transcripts, so if I make mistakes, it's in there. If I say something that's awkward, it's in there. And I'm just going to speak with my calm, monotone, soothing voice of mine. I actually was a radio presenter a long time ago, over 20 years ago. I'm 36 years old. But I started out doing youth radio when I was about 14 years old. Did that to 18. I've been interviewing bands on various music publications since I was in my early 20s. I've interviewed Rob Halford from Judas Priest. I've interviewed Glenn Hughes from Black Sabbath. Never interviewed Alice Cooper, but I took photos for him at the Entertainment Centre in Brisbane. I've taken photos at Download Festival in Melbourne. Yeah, I've been around, seen most of the good bands. Pretty much all the bands that I wanted to see I have seen. I never got to see Ronnie James Dio live. That's one I'd like to see live. So this isn't quite a highway, but this is the main road. Now, I've just got the auto text going, and I'm probably not going to fix it up, but this is Da Nang. Technically, the province I'm travelling to is just another part of Da Nang. It's about 10 kilometres out of town, so it's like a rural area. And this whole area is known as the Hoang Nam province. It's a very beautiful part of Vietnam. It's the centre of Vietnam. We've got Bana Hills, we've got Hoi An, Da Nang. Well, there's other towns in this area, but this actual province connects all the way to Laos. So I might have to go there soon, do a border run. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Look, some people are just happy with the 9-to-5 job that they offer in the West. Whether that's my home of Australia, I guess America, England. It's a similar way of life. There's some differences, but I suppose in Da Nang, look, you got more freedom. If you're an entrepreneur, you can make enough money to get by. Look, I think everyone's capable of hustling $500 a week, and if you can make $500 a week, you don't even need that much. Really, very lowest, you could live on 250 US dollars or even Australian dollars a week. That's if you want to live kind of stingy. If you want a really good life over here, you can hustle $500 a week. Now you're talking restaurants every day, you're hanging out, working out, doing what you want to do when you want to do it. I mean, why not stay here? It's great people. This feels like all the best people from the West have moseyed on down to Vietnam and other Asian countries too. Japan's doing well. Korea looks like a lot of fun. I love Thailand too. I like the Muay Thai and the sport aspect. Look, I won't get into it too much on a relaxing video, but I think there's a lot of perverts essentially that go to Thailand, so there is that aspect there, and it's not as prevalent over here in Da Nang. It's just good working class people. They'll invite you into their house, cook your dinner. If you can learn the language a little, it's going to help a lot too. Alright, so this is where we turn. There's a really cool statue shop on the left. I haven't bought property here, I'd be going to this shop. They sell big Roman arches or Greek, what do they call them? Poles? Arches. If you can see on the left hand side, I might turn to it a bit. That's a Marble Mountain. I'm also going to have to go back up there and do some filming. I've got so many spots in Da Nang. I've just got a million ideas for great YouTube videos because I'm finding all these places like abandoned projects, like abandoned castles, temples, just places that haven't been documented that are interesting. So here we are. People just pop out of nowhere, so you always got to be checking your surroundings on the scooter and making sure no one cuts you off, because sometimes people, they don't indicate here. But how's my driving? I think I'm a pretty solid driver. I'm just zooming past everyone. It's not because I'm a speed freak, it's just that people here are slow coaches. And see, with the intersections here, we don't really give way, we just kind of zoom through and hope for the best, but you look both ways and slow down a little. The cars generally go on the left, but sometimes you got to do a hard left, so you got to get into the car lane, but generally, if you don't need to turn, just stay in the right hand side. I think the very right hand side should be a slow lane, but slow lanes don't really seem to exist here. People just go where they want to go, but people will beep if you go into the car lane. But if you're going to go into the car lane, just go at their speed, give them some space, and Bob's your uncle, it'll be fine, mate. So I'll zoom in along. I do this drive sometimes up to 4 times a day if I've got 2 sets of classes, there and back. I really enjoy it. Oh, this is where it gets crazy. So this is just a designated scooter path. So we're just zooming along here. People will overtake you, but there's not much room. See, look at him, pops out of nowhere. Alright, so we're going across. We've got a slow coach up the front there, holding everyone up. I've had like mobility scooters, kids on bikes. They always hold up the traffic. Here we are, we're putting along. Now these are the places in Vietnam you're not going to see on the tourist videos. Like, this is sort of the ugly side. There's a lot of construction going on, so maybe it'll look better in the future, but there's a lot of rubbish on the ground. And I hope once this construction is finished, they'll do something with the rubbish. You hope so. But as you see, I got a big dirty truck on the left. I got a big dirty construction site on the right. It's raining. It's muddy. People ahead of me are going a little slow. I'm just trying to stay in the middle here. I think someone crazy really overtakes everyone here. He really gets in close. Kind of freaked me out. Not freaked me out, I'm so used to it now, but for those noobs out here that have never done this, you get used to it, but you always got to have your wits about you. You can't just goof off. What's a good thing about Australia? 90% of the people are following the road rules. And occasionally you'll get one person that doesn't follow the rules. But you can just kind of count on people. You can't count on people following rules here. People just stop in the middle of the road. They drive into oncoming traffic. It's crazy, I tell ya. So I've got a petrol station there on the right. But people are enjoying the jams I've picked. Might have to take some of them off because they might get flagged for copyright, but for now I think I'm just going to upload it on YouTube, see what happens. Because I'm not planning on getting this video monetized, I just let it grow my channel. If I do get followers, then I'll be a bit more mindful about using royalty music, but this is provided by CapCut, so they should provide royalty-free music. Hey, look at that guy ahead. But, it's really enjoyable when you're out just riding. Like, watching back, I'm thinking, this seems crazy, but when I'm there at the time, I'm just really enjoying it. So we've got about 8 minutes to go. We're in the main part. You've got, I guess, restaurants on the side. And they're all businesses. Nothing special going on, but I'm sure all of these places, if you want a cheap feed, any of these places will cook up something. And you got businesses, mechanics, clothes shops, I guess, but nothing special. We're out of the main part of Da Nang now, so that was a little close, buddy. Look at me zooming in between the cars. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it, and then someone does it, and I'm like, well, if you're doing it, I'm going to do it. That's just how we act. Alright, we're cruising along. I've got to turn left somewhere up here. At this point of the drive, I'm thinking about what I'm going to teach today. These kids don't really know much English, so I just go through the basics. I got questions that I ask. First of all, I ask, what's your name? I ask what their name is. If they can answer that question good, I know they can speak English a little. If they can't answer their name, then I know we're really at the basics. Then I'll say, they can answer that question good, I'll start with another easy one, like, what's your favourite colour? We can talk about colours. We can count to 10. That's very basic. If you want to go slightly more intermediate, I'll say, like, how many people are there in your family? And they can say, my mother, father, younger brother, and me. That's typically a pretty good answer. And after that, I'll ask questions like, what did you eat for breakfast? I ate banh mi. I ate eggs, and eggs on toast is fine. That's what I'd say in Australia, but here people say, I had chicken noodles, or bread's popular here. I drank milk or drank coffee. But the kids, so they probably didn't drink coffee. Look at this, not even over 60. Got my scooter over 80. Sometimes I drove pretty fast on the way back, but still just cruising. Got my GPS there. I don't really need it, but I tend to put it there anyway because I don't want my phone falling out of my pocket, which has happened once, and I cracked the screen. That was in Thailand. I suppose I could just put it in the boot, but in case someone messages me, sometimes you get 60 seconds at a red light. I'll send a quick text. You can text and drive over here, unlike Australia, so no rules. That's what I like about it as well over here. It's not a nanny state. You don't have the fuzz, the coppers, always watching over your shoulder. And I suppose that's a double-edged sword. I guess I like most things better. Oh, here's a crazy corner. You just got to do a leap of faith here, so... Look at this, I'm just like... Oh, wait a bit. Oh, here's a car. Wait a bit. Just go. No, wait. Come on. Alright. Sometimes you just gotta push through. One of these days, I'm gonna jinx myself. I suppose people that put a GoPro on their helmet, you're jinxing yourself with an accident, but... Alright, we're on the main street now, near the school. Look, won't lie, it's a bit of an ugly street. Sometimes they have cows grazing in the middle of the road. There's little grass sections in the middle of the road. They actually get the cattle to graze there. Alright, he's flying up ahead. Yeah, that guy was speeding. I tried to catch up to him and I'm like, that's just not worth it. Someone could pull out from nowhere. And then all of a sudden you're in a fender bender. No one wants that. Look at this, just an overcast, rainy day. Flying along. Got some lo-fi beats going. I mean, this is just great content. Even if I'm the only one watching, I think it's pretty good content. I mean, who watches Mr. Beast? I've never watched that. He's got the most followers on YouTube, but it's just absolute slop in my opinion. I just see the thumbnails and he's doing the soy face, the big open smile. Like, I just don't see... I guess everyone has their own taste, but why would you watch it? It's everything that's wrong with the world right now. But I suppose, who would want to watch this? It's scenic. I guess for people wanting to live over here, you want to know what daily life's like, then this is a good place to start. So we're getting close now. We're going to turn right in a second. We're almost at the school. So if you join me this far, then hit subscribe, hit the like button, become a fan of the channel. I haven't got a subscriber yet, so you can be the very first subscriber. How about that? I just want to get to 100 subscribers. We'll see what happens. That's not a very lofty goal. Here we go. There's one of the students. I think I said a hello. Alright, we'll drive in, we'll park the scooter. Alright, turn off